president tweeting he will announce his decision on whether to pull out from the Paris Climate Agreement in the next few days. Sources say, yeah, we're going to be out. Ohio Congressman Jim Renacci joins us now. Congressman, you agree with that? You want us to pull out of Paris?
Well, again, Stuart, I'm going to wait to see what his decision is. But I know right now I've signed on to a letter. It's not good for Ohio, especially with the oil and gas production that we have potential here. So I'm hoping that the president takes a look at it, and we'll see what his decision finally is. There
would be a firestorm of opposition when and if the president announces his withdrawal. The environmentalists will go crazy. The Greenies will follow suit. Europeans who are married to climate change, they will object strenuously. Is there a risk in a very, very negative response to this?
Well, one thing I've noticed, anything President Trump does, there seems to be a fire lash back from the left. So I think we've got to continue to move forward. We've got to do the right thing. And in the end, there's going to be people always disagreeing. One thing I've said, this country is 50-50. 50% are going to agree, 50% are going to disagree.
But I just want to make sure I've got this right. You want out?
I do believe. For the state of Ohio, yes. And for the interests of the state of Ohio, I would like us to move away from it.
Okay, now President Trump wants to end the filibuster. He wants to go nuclear. So we've got a fast track, just 51 votes required in the Senate to pass health reform and tax reform. What do you say? Are you in favor of that? I know you're a congressman in the House, but what do you say about that rule change in the Senate?
Well, look, I'm not in the Senate, as you know, but I do think that the 60-vote majority was a necessity in the past. The problem is because we're such a divided country, we can't get much done. It's politics over people, and I think in the end we're going to have to be able to move things quicker.
It's really a divided Republican Party that President Trump is aiming at, surely.
Well, I think we have a divided party as well, but I do think in the end the party does feel that we need to move the ball forward. This is about growth. This is about the country. This is about the economy. This is about a lot of things that Republicans do agree on, and I think that's got to be the key to move forward.
I understand you're running for governor of the great state of Ohio. John Kasich is term limited out, I think. You're running to replace him. You're a Trump guy, full front, aren't you?
Well, I came out in support of Donald Trump, President Trump, very early. I believe that we need to change. Politics as usual cannot continue. Politics as usual in Ohio cannot continue. And I've said all along, I was a business guy for 30 years. I'm frustrated that we're not moving quickly in Washington, but I also know that I can get some things done in Ohio much quicker, so I've decided to come back here and run for governor.
What would you do in Ohio that you couldn't do on the national stage in Congress?
Well, an executive position, of course, Stuart, you know you can do a lot more. You can direct and lead. You can bring people together. You can look at the regulations. Day one, I would look at every job-killing regulation that's hurting Ohio. Today, Ohio has gone from 21st to 37th in job production. We have to be able to change that. I want to look at ways to growing Ohio. I came here 34 years ago. It was the land of opportunity. I lived the American dream from a poor, a working-class family to be able to build a business, grow a business. I want that same future for our children and grandchildren.
Did you build your business in the retail sector? I think you did.
Well, actually, I was in healthcare. I was in auto. I was a CPA.
Everything.
I was construction. I had a number of businesses.
You're one of the richest men in the Congress, I believe.
Well, I was also one of the poorest men in Congress, too, if you go back 34 years ago. So
yeah, but that's the dream. That's America's dream, isn't it? I don't see anything wrong with coming to either to Ohio or coming to America, playing by the rules and making a small fortune. What's wrong with that?
Absolutely. I agree with that. That's what every American should have the opportunity to do. That's what I had the opportunity to do 34 years ago. That's what I want to make happen here in Ohio again.
All right. Congressman Jim Renacci, good luck to you, sir, and thanks very much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Stuart.